During our time together, I realized how kind-hearted, genuine, and thoughtful Heather is, and how absolutely lucky I am to have her as a friend.
It's no surprise that a wedding is a huge thing to put on. You guys have done it, battling cross country, doing it, moving over here, trying to find jobs, both of you, passing your boards, moving into a new apartment, and you still made it happen.
I grew up with Ethan. I've known him since like 3 to 5 years. Ethan's dedication and commitment, I don't know, I think everyone who knows him well knows these are qualities he has. And he would always go out of his way to make me feel better and to comfort me and to look after me. I just want to say that it's amazing that you're bringing this sort of level of dedication and commitment to your relationship now with Heather, and I know it's going to be there.
I remember seeing Heather for the first time and being like, how does a specimen that beautiful even exist on this earth? But her smile was so welcoming that I basically just invited myself to her home one night. I was like, can I come hang out with you? And Heather's not a person that knows the word no. So I went over there, and of course Ethan was there and greeted us with milk and cookies that he made himself. And I remember thinking, there's no way there are two people on this earth that are genuinely this nice all the time.
He came up to me one night and he's like, Mo, we have to go to Vegas. And I was like, okay, I've never been. I guess we'll go. It's 11 p.m., but let's go. And I asked him why we were going, and he said his love of his life is there, and he has to meet her. And naturally, I asked him, is she hot? And his answer, drop dead gorgeous. I figure you guys are going to have a great, happy life together. So Princess Heather, Brother Ethan, I'm so happy to see you guys. Seal the deal tomorrow.
There is a Scottish wedding tradition. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in your shoe. And now, for your life with my son Heather, I am giving you a shiny, new, minted in Denver 2018 penny.
Heather, I've struggled thinking of how to start this because I think of our love and could there be anything more perfect? I wasn't sure how to capture every laugh, every inside joke, every adorable moment, or how to put it into words the feeling of wholeness. I want to with you, and now spin on a love sack. Oh God. Every time I see that ring on your finger, I remember how wonderful our life has been together so far and how excited I am to spend the rest of my life creating meaningful memories with you. And finally, here are we now knocking on the door of our unforeseen future together, yelling to the world from the top of a glorious mountain, I love you. We will stand before our friends and family and vow to one another that we will forever remain faithful and supportive to each other through any possible challenge, and that is a vow that I could not be more proud and ready to fulfill each and every day. The rest of our life with you as my wife.
Ethan Quizzle, I can't believe this day is finally here. To think that our story started almost 10 years ago as a couple high school kids listening to Lonely Island and playing our rendition of a drinking game, to after today as husband and wife. We have worked so hard to make this day amazing and the wedding of my dreams, but the dream is getting to marry my best friend. I love you, Quizzle. I'll see you at the end of the aisle.
Today's actually been in the works for about 10 years now. It dates back to high school for these two. That's when their story started. But it just wasn't the right moment for them to be more than friends. But over the years, they were always in each other's lives in varying degrees, through many trials and tribulations, fate always bringing them together and never letting go of the bond that started as friendship and blossomed into what we see today.
Ethan, yesterday marked 5 years together. Of these last 5 years, we've embarked on numerous adventures, both planned and spontaneous. We've lived in snow-capped mountains and scuba dived in the Caribbean. We moved across the country 3 times. We have survived the treachery of our master's programs, for me solely because of your endless supply of M&Ms and gummy bears. And we even made some amazing friends along the way. Our life has not always gone according to plan, but it's our ability to make the best of the worst situation that shows me that we can make it through anything.
Heather, Quizzle, I vow to give you my whole heart, and that's for Rizzle. Now as for my vows, I have just a few, so please accept these promises I now make to you. I vow to always have gominellas and to always protect you from any other fellas. I vow to care for you and to pick up all of your hair for you. I still can't believe how lucky I am to be the guy he caught me. So today as we stand, with our hearts in our hands, I promise to love you the best that we can.
So needless to say, Heather and I have grown up together, and I quickly became part of the McBride clan because I was basically inseparable. For all that time that I've spent with Heather, I've realized a few things. Heather's probably one of the most motivated people I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, the girl graduated PA school, she planned this wedding, they moved across the country. I mean, if that's motivated, I don't know what is.
Nobody does it like
She loves so passionately with every part of her soul. And when Ethan came into the picture, it was when Heather and I were both attending separate colleges with kind of uncoordinating schedules. But I knew about this lacrosse player that she'd been seeing, and she was so in love with him. She would tell me how funny he was, how sweet he was, and how he drove all the way to Las Vegas to like see her or something.
It was a new student barbecue for the lacrosse team. And actually I met some of my closest friends at that barbecue. Some of the guys that I was closest to throughout all of college, including my man E. So he came over, he introduced himself, and pretty early on I realized this is a dude who brings people up. You know, he brings everyone around him up just a little bit. But Heather kept finding her way to the front of Ethan's mind. And over the course of years, he kept bringing her up. And 5 years before I even met her, I felt like I knew her. And this was before you guys even started dating. The lesson that you taught me over burritos was you don't just fall in love once, right? You fall in love every single day. And you fall in love with Heather every single day. And that voice, that tone on the mountain today is the same tone that you had at that Chipotle about 9.5 years ago. So yeah, that was, you really called that one. Talk about foresight. I'm really happy for you, man. I didn't think it would play out like this, huh?
I met Heather when she was very young. At birth. She gave me some little trouble on that day too, but she was worth every moment. She came out with a smile and she's never stopped. She's an amazing woman. I got to see every side of her growing up, and every side was really wonderful in really strange ways sometimes, but she's an amazing girl. She's incredible, and there's no more amazing man than Ethan for her. So when she finally said, "We are going to be together," I love him. I love him with everything I am. I knew it was the truth, and it would always be the truth.
So when she chose Ethan, we couldn't have been happier to have this guy come into our lives. When you open your heart to love, it affects everyone around you, and everyone is better when people go forward in life with love. So a toast to the two of you. May you always go forward with the same love and openness that you've always shown. Cheers.
And now, because this is literally the longest I've ever seen you two go without kissing, I've got to say, by the power vested in me, by the state of Colorado, and by the Universal Life Church, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Go ahead.